All right, guys, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be part 2 of this video, but wanted to give you an update on where we are with the flooring install. We have started to take out the baseboards, took out the shoe molding, and last night, and now we're taking out the baseboards. It was pretty difficult at first because I had like a regular pry bar, and then because I was trying to be cheap, but then I was like, you know what, let me just go and get the regular trim remover, and of course that went much faster. This is the one that we got. We got it from, I'm using a pillow for my knees because I'm also being cheap with knee pads. This is the one we got. So we got the Zenith Trim Pooler. This came from Home Depot, and it was $29.99 or $29.97, something like that. And it has been really fast. Once we scored the walls, we scored, of course, with our scorer, our utility knife, we have the Milwaukee brand. Doesn't matter what brand you use, as long as it's a sharp blade. So we scored with the utility, and then I have been using this, which I purchased. This is part of the flooring kit. So this is actually the little hammer to hit the, shucks, I forget what it's called, to hit the little block that, you know, taps in, the tapping block to tap in the floor. So I'm using this because it was the closest thing to me. I didn't feel like going down to the toolbox to get a hammer. And I will show this entire kit once we get ready to start installing. I'll show you guys that. But so as you can see, the house is still erect. There's the trim that's on the floor. Now we are planning to replace the baseboards with 5.5 inch baseboards, and they're going to be more, a little bit more modern, not have, you know, all the little curves to it. Still just going to be just regular flat square molding. And so we're going to purchase that. We haven't purchased it yet because it's like, okay, our house isn't that big, so having all this stuff everywhere, it doesn't make sense. So we're going to purchase that. We're going to replace the molding. Not sure if we're going to need the 1/4 inch rounds or not, but what I did is I saved the 1/4 inch rounds from last night when I took them off. As you can see, they're the same color as the floors, but if we have to use them, I'm going to paint them, prime them and paint them white to match the baseboards if we end up having to use them. I don't know yet, but as you can see, I numbered them where they belong. So I put numbers on the wall. That's number 8. And then I put numbers, as you can see, number 8 for the trim. So I know exactly what all the blue stickers around are, the numbers for where the shoe molding goes, in case, because I can reuse them. They're already cut. I didn't break any of them. They're perfect. So I can reuse them, but the baseboards we have no intention on reusing. So those are going out to the trash. I removed all those freaking nails out of the shoe molding. And what I found, instead of trying to pull them out, I found that if you twist them, they just pop off because they were so small and fragile. I don't know if you can do that with these, but what I found is if you bend them and then just twist. Now these may not do it because these are a little bit more sturdy, but the ones that were in the shoe molding, you could literally just bend them down like that. And then if you twist them, they literally just pop off. So anyway, that is where we are currently with the baseboards. And I still have to do, oh, forgot, big update. So as you can see, the banister is sitting here in the railing is sitting here in the floor, because my husband removed the railing here because we have to get around the railing. So he just figured, let's just remove it so that we could get around the railing in order to do the floors. It would be much cleaner and easier. So we did that. And it was pretty easy for the most part. We unscrewed the base here. And once we unscrewed the base here and we unscrewed the little rosette, I believe it's called, then the floor just kind of jiggled. We jiggled it enough and then pulled it up. And not the floor, the banister, the railing kind of jiggled the plate of it, this bottom part. So you just remove those little caps, which look like this. So you just remove the little caps, and then there's a screw underneath of them. And then my husband just unscrewed them and took that apart. So I am going to, I don't know if I'm gonna do it with this series, but my intention is to sand and restain all of the banisters and railings in my house, because as you can see, they have this glossy mess of a stain here, which I absolutely hate. So I'm gonna sand it down eventually, but it's not gonna be part of this flooring series, but I will probably do another series on that to talk about that. So that's where we are. I still have to do the shoe molding and the baseboards in the dining room. You can see we have stuff stacked everywhere still. Dining room and the kitchen area. But this is, so far I've gotten around the perimeter of the living room. I just got to do this one corner over here with the baseboards. And then we'll be done with the living room, and then we can move on to the dining room. That's our update. Thanks, guys.